Biggest thing I want to check in on you, kind of see how everything went. Obviously it's lifetime. You're with us for forever theoretically, right? But what over the last 6 months has changed for you?
Everything. Like literally everything. We went from so like my like I'm a numbers guy, like that my job is like I'm a quantum expert for construction. So like I deal with spreadsheets. We were doing budgets, but it was just funneling into a hole. It wasn't doing anything, it wasn't going anywhere. We didn't have any purpose for it. We were just kind of building it up, but spending it and building it up and spending it.
Hmm.
And now everything has like a purpose. Everything we know what we pay ourselves first. Everything goes into all our accounts. Like once we're paid, we're planning on having a second baby. We already have money in an account where she's going to be out. Katie will be out of work, and so we can keep that money and top up what I do get during that period. It's in a high yield savings account. It's earning money. Even the dog has a high yield savings account. It's earning money. So it's been really good. It has been really good.
That's so awesome to hear, man. I checked some posts out obviously throughout your whole time here, but one thing I noticed on this very first one is you guys mentioned it was week one at the time when this was posted, right? And so we've
Yeah.
completed week one, and you mentioned you've already noticed a massive shift in money management. You set up side hustles, you've changed your approach to grocery shopping, doing all those things. What was that like experience like? And obviously the very beginning, because I'm sure it was scary, there was nerves and stuff like that. What was that shift mentally that you guys had here?
Just like just that like where our money wasn't didn't have a purpose, like just seeing what we were doing, like that budget sheet that I had previously. I was just recording costs. It was never
Yep.
anything other than that. It wasn't even a budget really. It was just like, here's what we had, here's what we spent.
Hmm.
um and it was that mind shift of like we were wrong, like this what we were doing was wrong, and we should have we should be tackling it in a different view. But also just the fact that you know and that happened week one, and even like so on and so forth, like going through it, we were like, oh well, let's set up everything, and we want to know what we'll have roughly when we retire. But even in week one, we were like, no, no, no. We want to like retire, but we also want to accelerate that. Now we were happy to go 25 years working 9 to 5, and like just that one in that one week, we were like, we should be doing more than what we should be to get to where we need to be. So it was an eye opener for us.
That's phenomenal, man. It's a I think the first couple of weeks, obviously it's a slow it promotes you progress within the academy obviously, but I think that in that very beginning stage is so important for a lot of people, and I see the word empowered. I think that is one of the biggest takeaways for me is to empower people, but to show you and how reasonable this is for somebody that makes decent money. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And then I see up here, where was it? The final, kind of like general overall before and afters. You guys changed your whole entire situation. There was no investment brokerage, and now you guys have RSP, TFSA, RESP, taxable brokerage for all. Everything's automated. You got the high yield savings account, even for the dogs, you said. Meetings every week. I mean, you guys did everything.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
phenomenal.
It like there's so much that we've achieved in that period. It was crazy, and it's
That-
just set us up to, and it just we can make better decisions in what we do with all the information that we have.
That's the name of the game. Being able to actually make quality decisions without emotions at play, right? It's just a logical decision making process. What about the beginning? Obviously before you came in here, I'm sure there was a little bit of skepticism, nerves, things like that. Throw it at me, man. How was that experience to get over that hump?
Um, it was all Katie actually, really, because I think she followed you on Instagram, and she kind of did a scan of through it and was wondering if I think she may have even asked the question like, did you do work in Canada or for
Mhm.
like she she arranged the meeting. Like I kind of sometimes we knew something needed to happen, and it's kind of always like, where do you find the time to do it? Like blah blah blah. It was exactly what we needed, but eventually she just arranged a meeting, and we sat there, and we kind of just jumped in on that day we had the meeting. We actually had not even thought about anything else. It was just like, let's go with it. Like it was probably better because I kind of think about, like, I'm a logical thinker.
Yep.
I think way too much about things. I'm stupidly practical, and I just like go. Try and think of, the outcomes, if they're good and they're bad. So it needed to happen that way. I feel like for us, because I may have like thought about it, a little bit more.
Sure,
Seen.
sure. That's
So
that
it was
holds
good.
people back a lot. People think and think and think and think. I'm like, guys, just take action. So it sounds
Yeah,
like you got over that hump, which is good.
yeah, yeah. Katie got over the hump. I was the hump.
And then so if you somebody's listening to this, right, and they say, what would you tell somebody that somebody's listening to this? They're kind of like nervous to get started. They're like, I don't know if this is the right decision for me, type things like that. A lot of people have those thoughts in the beginning. What would you tell that person? Or maybe even what would you tell yourself 6 months ago?
Well, the first thing is because it's such a financial decision to make as well at the time. The first thing I would say is you'll make that money back tenfold, and there's nothing in here that you cannot do. Like, if you apply yourself, even 75%, if you just go through the learnings and tick the boxes and do everything and set everything up, you will get to where you will be in a far better position
Yep.
you would, like, if you didn't do it.
I love to
Uh,
hear it.
but not even just like from that, but like the amount of in-depth, knowledge base that you have. Like, and I'll go back to an example for us is that I was asking, we had the withholding tax issue on us, and we went to you. You didn't know it, but you have the resources for. It was, you were like a day later. It was like, here, like, this is a Canada CPA, a Canadian CPA. Here's your answer, and
Yep.
like, it doesn't even have to be on your system or online. Like, that side of things where everyone reaches out and just talks to each other or posts anything, like the community is phenomenal. Like everyone wants everyone to do well. Like, and it's such a good, like, if you just even post the smallest win, you'll have 20 comments of people like, oh, this is huge. Like, don't make it small. It's like, and it does give you a little boost, and you're like, I'm on the right track now. And like, that's worth its weight in gold as well, like, in fairness.